Hey, welcome to ESO Housing Open and Honest, where the houses are open and our opinions are honest. I'm Wonderboy,
And I'm Hatera Thais.
and today we are looking at a Hunding's Palatial Hall. This house is located in Stroh's Mackay, I believe. If I'm not
Yes.
quite thank you. Uh, and it's available unfurnished for 6,500 crowns or furnished for 8,100 crowns, or if you like to spend lots of gold, it's just short of 1.3 million gold. So as you can see here, we're all loaded in and stuff. We can see a whole bunch of plants here, and only a couple of the ones that we're seeing I think are default.
Just a couple. Yeah, this house is definitely not default, so they did spend some time decorating, but you took a quick tour and you think they're not subscribers?
I think it's possible they might not be working with a full 600 item limit in this, but I could be very wrong. I didn't take the time to count.
Alright, I'm gonna say right away that I like the fact that they put a lot of plants, but there's so many fucking floating plants. Like,
Yes.
seriously, all over the place. Just put them a little lower to the ground.
Yep. Or into the ground, like plants like to be. These flowers are especially bad. Yeah.
Inside or outside first?
Let's go inside. The door's right here. Why the heck not? So we've got a tree and some plants growing up out of the stone,
Which doesn't work.
which doesn't work. But I think for the tree I can allow it, because like a tree could totally like penetrate through that and and it looks good, I think. But the little shrubbery type things I'm not digging as far as that goes.
I agree. We've got a floating rock here.
Yep, that's a flock.
That's a nice term.
Yeah. Yep. If it was shaped like a seagull, then it would be a flock of seagulls and we'd be in the 80s, but fortunately that's not the case.
I really hate the Khajiit tents because people put them there because they're big and then they don't like put things in them.
Yeah, I definitely have the same feeling about that. I mean, they put three items in here?
Four, because I think
Four.
that thing's hanging
Banner.
up there is not default, yeah.
Yeah. And empty basket and just it just creates more empty space basically.
There's some really big crates you can do, and like one or two giant crates, and then a couple tiny things, fill it out.
It's a good point. That makes a lot of sense.
I do like the fact that they did 5 piles of firewood, and it's livable. Like, there's some used firewood. Like, I like the
Right.
fact that somebody's going to live there.
We do have
Other
some
than the
floating.
fact that it's floating.
Yes. If it was water, if it was on water, floating would be sensible. Decent little living room type area here.
They like Khajiit stuff, I've noticed.
They
Which
definitely
actually
do.
works well for this style
Yes.
of house.
Yeah, Khajiit and Redguard blend very well together. And I don't think there's anything floating in this particular section of the house. Oh, no, I lied.
Oh.
That stand you're looking at is totally floating.
It's kind of funny because everything on top of the stand was very carefully placed. Like the stack of papers, like everything there is really good. But then I wonder
If you look at the very
things.
back edge, technically the back edge is actually like resting on that kind of raised portion. That's not how physics
Nice
works. Yeah, but trying to give him a little bit of credit here. So we've got
Honestly,
some
the
floating
vast
books.
majority of the stuff is kind of floating. Like, so I just wonder if they're struggling with placing things.
Could be, yeah. So as far as that goes, all you floating decorating people, things like surface drag and a line can really help. Surface drag you have to be especially careful with though, because on some surfaces, surface drag will totally betray you and will actually cause these problems. But generally on like horizontal surfaces, the surface drag's pretty good. It's the vertical surfaces that tend to give it trouble.
I love these little floating balls. The ones that float up and down. And that's actually a good place to put it. Unfortunately, it floats into the rock.
Yep.
So it should have been a little higher, but I really like them.
I like them as well. And everybody likes floating balls, right?
Mm-hmm.
This skull sconce is both crooked and floating. I like it there, just not oriented as such. Oh, these
the little.
The books on these shelves here are just terrible.
Same with the scrolls. Yeah, the scrolls. Yeah, it's not working. No.
I think what it is I think this person's decorating like from a really high camera angle. From a really high camera angle, it looks kind of good. If you trick yourself into not knowing that the surface is a lot lower.
I like the little Night Mother Daedric sort of area here.
Yes. Yeah, this is definitely a nice concept, like some sort of like Dark Brotherhood like meeting room.
And they did an incredibly good job with the Dark Brotherhood book, placing it. Because placing a book at an angle on these things is very difficult, so they obviously can do it. And I like that they put the other book over here on the chair. Like, I like that stuff. This is a very good little area.
Yep, absolutely. And one thing I would say is the throne and the banner. They need, like, I like them together, but they're not centered. Like, something's not centered with something else. Needs fixing.
And I would have got rid of this rug and put one of the platforms, the Daedric platforms.
Oh, yeah, that would have really worked. I would have done two. I would have done the long one and then the
leading up to it.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I mean it's a good area, and like so far like the stuff I've seen on the walls has actually been placed well, which is well except for the one sconce I pointed out, but like the busts on the walls, not the busts, the trophy heads, pretty good.
They got a garden gnome.
Garden gnome and an inflamed testicle.
Mm-hmm. And some money. That's definitely the things that I have next to my entryway when I'm ready to walk out. And I'm like, I gotta pull this testicle, these coins of this gnome out of my pocket before I leave.
It's all the valuables. Leave the valuables behind. And then I praise them for stuff on the wall, and then I look and this painting is doing the thing that paintings like to do when we visit houses.
So, you know what? It never occurred to me that you could hang the fan on the wall. And I love it, and I'm going to use it.
Really?
But I'm actually going to put it on the wall, because this is not on the wall.
Yeah, well, it's a fan. Fans they do things in the air. That's totally legit. I'm really surprised you hadn't thought of that, because like when I first got the fan, that's like the first thing I did with it is I stuck it on the wall, because I'm like, this is like a wall ornament. And then I decided later to stick it on the armrest of the throne, but yeah, totally thought of the wall first.
I like this. It's livable. There's obviously floating corn, which I have a problem personally. I go to the grocery store, I get some corn, and I go to set it on the counter. It just starts like hovering.
Yeah, that's not corn you likely want to eat. Although in a way, I mean, if you think about like corn in a microwave turning into popcorn, it kind of like flies and sort of hovers temporarily there. So I mean,
I don't own a microwave.
Fair enough.
But I do know how they work.
Yeah, lots more float on this table. Looks really good from the top down. Looks fantastic from the top down, actually. From a low camera angle, we've got a magic sweet roll on a magic plate with some magic bananas and a magic carafe. And just all kinds of magic. Maybe it's just a theme. Maybe it's just a mage house here.
Oh, this bear rug.
Just can't bear the sight of that rug, can you?
Exactly.
Oh, it has physics! I'm on a flying carpet. I'm on a magic carpet. This is totally legit. It's a thing.
I would be okay if somebody made like bear rug flying and then put their dog on it. Like, I'd actually be okay with that.
Right.
But you have to go a lot higher, and you have to put the dog in the middle.
Yep, I agree. It has to be clearly intentional, because they meant for that to be on the ground, and it's totally not. And it's so obvious when you walk over it too, like your character steps way up. So that's kind of rough. Like overall, like I really like the concepts in the house. Like what they're going for is good.
It's cozy and it's livable, and I like the different styles.
I mean, this chandelier thing is actually in the ceiling, albeit it's not centered, which is...
That's a really nice glow, though.
Yeah, it lights this area really well.
Color in here is gorgeous.
Of course, it's tricky, actually, in this part of the house, it's kind of tricky because a lot of natural light comes in through the windows at the top, so it's actually hard to tell what is actually coming from the chandelier and what's coming from the natural light.
Wow, this is the first person I've ever gone to that doesn't feel absolutely compelled to use boards to go up to the top.
I need to find my way to where you are. Okay, I know where you were, and now I'm in the wrong spot. Right, so yeah, that's another thing too that kind of has made me think that they might not be working with a full item limit here, is if they haven't done that thing that everybody else does and gone up to the top. And in case anybody's wondering, that's my dog making a guest appearance on the show. Sadie F. Pawkins says hello, and probably tells you to go to hell too, because she does not like anybody.
I agree with the dog.
So it does not look like we've got a lot going on the beach.
No, but they spent some time put like trees and foliage and stuff, and I like it.
True. And this little fishing area is not too bad. We've got a couple plants in the water here that are, interestingly enough, I think the plants might. No.
Those come with it. Yeah.
Oh, they come with it?
Yep. There used to actually be like seashells and scallops and stuff on this beach, but they took them away.
Oh.
People are very upset on the forums.
Yeah, that is... Wow. Yeah, that is kind of messed up, actually. Because the beach really does look terribly bare without that stuff.
And with the item limit, it's impossible to, do it. Like,
yep.
Add those items.
Yeah, because they were here not even as items, they were just default decor.
I like they put a mud crab in their cistern.
Oh yeah, it's a nice touch. And the rock and the kelp as well. It's subtle, but it works. And we got a floating bush. More floating plants. Just lots of floating plants. Oh. Yeah, if the owner of this house were to take 15-20 minutes, just go through and just drop everything down like 6 inches, everything would be great. This little area in here, a little study kind of thing going on. Works. And
I like it.
Yeah.
Every time I go to study, bananas and sweet rolls. That's all you need.
Yeah. Yep. And floating clocks.
Oh, it is floating.
Mm-hmm. Not that we should be surprised.
I think that's about it in here.
I think you might be right. I just went up top of the towers to verify that there's nothing going on up there. Naked tower. But yeah, I mean, I really like if they are a subscriber, I am not willing to believe that they used all 600 slots. That being said, I would not be surprised if they are not a subscriber and they've used all 300 slots. Any case, concepts and general things that we're going for in here, I think we're actually really good. And if I'm right in saying that that they're not a subscriber or that they used far less than 600 slots, I think they did a really good job using those slots.
I got this.
It's gonna take you how many days to punch that skeleton to undeath?
I'm almost tempted to put my mouse button down and just walk away and see what happens.
And then this is where we put a cutscene that says 3 days later and we come back and it's got 10% less health. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this week, guys. Biggest lesson this week is ground your crap. Put your crap in the ground. Do not let it float. Move your camera around. Please move your camera around, because we're going to move our cameras around and we're going to see your floating crap and we're going to call you on every single floating item. And it's going to become the theme of the episode.
And to be honest, this would have been like a pretty cozy, nice little house that they did something different with this particular property that a lot of people own if they had taken that little bit extra time.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not anything like really outrageous or particularly hard to get in here either. Alright, so thank you all for watching and we'll see you next week.